This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Haunted Halloween Murder by Addison Moore and Bellamy Bloom. Chapter 1. Welcome to the Haunted Hallow Whiskers, Ball, Shepherd Wexler. My sister snaps her rubber gloves on as she ogles him with a devilish gleam in her eye. You know I didn't dress up as a naughty nurse for nothing. It's time for your examination, big boy. Naughty nurse, I muse. You're wearing a French maid's costume, Stephanie. I snip at my ornery younger sister who hasn't stopped hitting on Shep since she arrived in Starry Falls last week. She just dyed her hair back to black this afternoon after a brief stint as a blonde, and her eyes look amber in the light. We're both in our late 20s and share the same pig-headed disposition in life, which almost always gets us in trouble. It's the beginning of October, and Opal has agreed to transform the entire Mortimer Manor into a haunted mansion for the duration of this monstrous month, thanks to a brainstorm I had a few days ago. Let's just say after Shep laid that kiss on me, I wasn't exactly able to get a wink of shut-eye that night. Instead, I relived every last morsel of that dreamy smooch, and I also happened to come up with a dozen new ways to get the townspeople of Starry Falls to part with a little of their hard-earned cash. Opal Mortimer is a wealthy socialite in her 80s, who was taken to the cleaners by her wily ex, and left with nothing but this haunted manor that sits crooked on a hill, and her collection of strays that have morphed into furry little feline family members, going on 1,000 strong. And I sort of made a pact with Opal to help get her back on her feet by way of tapping into my wicked money-making ways, and coming up with ideas that might prove prosperous. You see, I'm in need of a cash infusion myself. A few months ago, back in my home state of New Jersey, I sort of took the mob to the cleaners. It was mostly the fault of my boneheaded ex. Instead of quietly laundering money like good little mobster minions by way of a donut shop and car wash, we siphoned some of that dirty money off the top for ourselves. Along the way, I may have accidentally tipped off the feds. And now, well, Johnny Rizzo, the ex in question, is behind bars awaiting trial. Me? I'm on the run. Not only does the mob want to fit me with a new pair of concrete stilettos, but the feds would like to have a waterboarding word with me too. As for my nonsensical little sis and her uncalled-for presence in my life at the moment, last month I started getting a few strange notes here and there, and I thought I was dealing with your run-of-the-mill stalker. But as it turned out, Stephanie broke up with her boyfriend, and instead of eating a gallon of Ben & Jerry's, she tracked me down and decided to set stakes right here in Starry Falls. Not a good idea by a long shot, but I still haven't been able to convince her of it. As soon as my Uncle Vinny found out I was at the top of the mob's hit list, he outfitted me with a new identity and an old beat-up Honda that I aptly named Wanda. Wanda and I were on our way to Canada when she had a little vehicular meltdown, and Starry Falls, Vermont, was about as far as I got on my run for freedom. Stephanie makes a face. So I'm a doctor turned French maid who not only makes house calls, I make the bed. And I get in the bed while I'm at it. She winks over at Shep. How about a drink, hot stuff? No, I answer for him. Stephanie makes a face. Then how about giving me my tennis bracelet back? She tries to snatch me by my diamond-laden wrist, but I pull it just out of reach. Last month, while my so-called stalker, aka my naughty sis, was dropping hints regarding her identity, Stephanie happened to stuff this sparkly gem into my mailbox, not only to clue me in on her presence, but as a means for me to hawk it in the event I was low on cash. No to that too, I quickly inform her. I happen to look good in compressed carbon. Fine, she says before sauntering past me. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll offer my services to Mud at the bar. He seems like a man who can really appreciate the finer aspects of latex gloves. She snaps her head my way. And for the 10th time, my name is Lola. Lola would be the name she's using as a cover. I'll admit it's kind of fun and flirty, just like Stephanie herself. Other than me, the only person who knows her proper moniker is Shep. She growls as she heads for the bar, or more to the point, the bartender. Mud is a
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.